Today I'm ranking every racket from Racket Rivals from worst to best. There are many rackets in Racket Rivals going from standard to limited and all the way to divine. I'm gonna be naming off the 5 best ones that I know and letting you guys know from worst to best. The Saber Spin, and that is number 5. And the reason Saber Smash is number 5 is because it's very basic. The stats are not too bad. For a mythical, it's kind of a little bit disappointing, but it has really high movement and really high dash, which really helps out the racket because now you're going to be really good at defense. You'll be able to receive more shuttles as the opponent team will try and score on you. And another reason why it's at number 5 is because of its power. As you guys can see right there, it has 1 power, which is really bad. If you're a solo player, you really need the power to be able to score better, but without power, you kind of have to focus on moving around and receiving, which this racket is really good at. If you don't really care about scoring as much and you'll play in 2s and 3s, then this racket will be perfect for defense and being able to receive. And now we're on racket number 4, which is the Divine Spin. This is from the limited pack, as you guys can see on screen. You can only get this within the next couple of days before it leaves. The stats are on screen. It's not too bad, but wait for number 1 because number 1 stats are absolutely insane. The main reason I really wouldn't go for this racket is because of the spin. It has a spin stat that makes the ball curve to wherever you're looking. If you can use it properly, it could go around the enemy, but if you don't know how to use it just yet, it'll really mess up your gameplay. But in 1v1s and 2v2s, it could be a little effective because there's only 1 person on field, or there's 2 people on the field, and you'll be able to curve around them pretty well once you get used to it. I've been using the racket for around 2 to 3 days, and honestly, it's a little difficult to get used to, but once I got used to it, it is honestly pretty nice. And now let's move on to racket number 3. And at number 3, we got Infernus Smash. This is the best free-to-play racket because this is a standard shop item, which you can get at a 1% chance from using either 50 yen to spin for 1 or 500 yen to spin for 5. And we're gonna start off with the stats. As you guys can see, movement is not bad, dash is pretty good, jump is really good at 5 stars right there, or at 5 rating right there. The highest amount for stats that it has, which is power, and it is almost maxed out, as you guys can see. And this is how it starts off with 6 points, which is insane. Next we got speed, which is 3. Reach is a little low. You kind of want to have high reach, to be honest. And next we got spin. Honestly, for a free-to-play racket, having spin is crazy. And now we're on to number 2, which is the Dragon's Breath, the fastest racket that you can get on Racket Rivals. Not only your speed, but also your hits. Moving on to the stats, as you can see, we got 2 movement. That's what you start off with. It maxed out at 3, but your dash is literally at 5. That is insane. And it maxed out, as you can see, at 8, which honestly isn't too bad. Your jump is a 4, not bad, but it is maxed out. You cannot go any higher than that. Your power is a 3, which honestly, as long as you can aim your shots properly, power does not matter. And next we got speed. As you guys can see, this literally maxes out for speed once you get it fully upgraded with 3, or I think it's 5 upgrades, you guys can see right here. And so this literally makes it the fastest racket in the game. Next we got reach. Having 4 reach is absolutely insane. And next we got spin. Honestly, it's not too bad. It got 2 spin stats. It maxed out at 5, which isn't too bad. And that is pretty much it for racket number 2. Now let's move on to the best racket in Racket Rivals, and that is the Soul Smash. As you guys can see right here, it is also another pay to use racket. It costs either 900 Robux or 900 Robux if you want to buy a pack of 10. But once you click on it, you can see the starting stats are absolutely insane. This racket is the best in the game because you can use it for all game modes, solos, duos, or trios. As you guys can see, the movement is already insane, starting off at a 5, and the dash literally maxes out. If you guys go to my video that is on screen right now, that is my tips video on how to play Racket Rivals, and I show the difference between using dash and not using dash, but having it maxed out is absolutely insane. And now we're on to the jump. Starts off with 4 jump, maxed out at 6, which is not too bad, honestly. And next we got power. I mean, do I have to start on that? It starts off with 6 power and fully maxes out at 10. That is absolutely insane. This has to be the strongest racket as well. If you hold a little too hard, it will hit out of bounds. So you don't want to charge up the racket too much. Next, we are on to speed. I feel like this is the worst part about the racket, which having a 2 speed kind of ruins it just a little bit. But as long as you can time your dashes, you'll be perfectly fine, honestly. Reach is 3, not too bad, but not the best. And finally, we're on spin, which is 2. I'm not really a big fan of spin, so it does not matter to me personally, but it's just there. If you guys like spin, it's a 2, which isn't too bad, but it does max out at there. It might be one of the hardest rackets to get, both the Soul Smash and the Dragon's Breath, but they are the 2 best rackets in the game. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see y'all in the next video.